welcome or welcome back. My name is Alex and this is Budget Me Alex. I am a 29-year-old all cash budgeter. I am on a journey to be completely debt free, as well as I do have some pretty big savings goals. So if you're interested in this kind of content, just go ahead and continue watching. So today is going to be just a little bit of a different video. I did let you guys know that I am trying to bring more types of content to this channel for you guys, and I've gotten a very highly requested video as far as like a budget with me. This is more of a paycheck breakdown. I do a monthly budget, but I'm just going to show you guys the more simple version right now, which is just my weekly breakdown. So if you're interested in this, just go ahead and stay tuned. So like I mentioned before, I do get paid bi-weekly, but I like to split my paychecks into two so that I can count that as weekly budget, just because and it is a lot of discipline as well, but for me it's just easier to be more strict with myself with my money if I split it up weekly than bi-weekly. I'd rather know that I will for sure have money at the end of the week than to get at the end of the second week and kind of struggle a little bit trying to find where I can pull from. So basically, my paycheck bi-weekly is $2,012. Now, like I mentioned in every single video, I do pay my tithes off of that immediately. That's just something I don't like to leave to the end because I do give this back to my church, and so that is 10%, which is $201. From there, I have a remaining total of $1,811, and I'll just split that into two. So $905 is what I give myself weekly. So let me go ahead and do that here, and this is going to be for September 30th. I'm sorry if my writing doesn't come out the best. Honestly, I'm so used to holding my page like this and being like, my face is like this close to the paper, so this is gonna be a little bit tricky. I'm trying to do my best as far as how I'm writing and everything like that, but just bear with me on this one. So what I like to do is, I don't have any fancy apps, I don't have an iPad, I don't have anything like that. Pen, paper, and calculator is honestly the best method for me. It's always worked. It's just something about pen and paper, just, I don't know, writing it all out, and that breakdown makes everything seem more doable. So that's how I do it. Let's see. And I usually like to have my binders right next to me so that I can go through them as I'm doing my budget. Sorry, that sounded really weird, my budget. So we're gonna start off with my car insurance. Now, the way that I do it is my paycheck, since I do split them into two, I can have 4 or 5 paychecks in a month, just the way that it goes. But my bills will always be split into 4. Like, no matter what, if I get an extra paycheck, I probably won't put that towards bills, just because I already know how I break that down specifically into 4, and that's how I calculate it at the beginning of the month. That's how I'll continue to do it. So I look at the due date and then see how many weeks from the paycheck that I have until the week that it's due. I'll calculate that in that way. So let me see here. We'll look at where we're at in September. So sorry if you can't see the whole thing. I'm really trying to have it all on camera. But so this is for the paycheck of the 30th. So we got one. Geico is due on the 29th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So honestly, I'm not gonna budget anything for that this week, because that's something that I'll be able to split into 4 when the next week comes. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of extra money this week. So Geico gets 0 for this paycheck. Life insurance. Sorry, I got a spam call. Life insurance does still get $50 because of the way that lands. Verizon gets $45. Netflix I believe Netflix is also the same thing. It will get 0 because there's 5 weeks in between that due date. My gym membership does get $10. So this is actually a different kind of budget with me, just because there's a few categories that I won't be stuffing today for bills, which normally I don't get that. So I get super excited when I'm able to skip a week, because that gives me more money into like my personal sinking funds. So it's actually a little bit exciting. So we can play around with a little bit more this time. Experian this week gets 7. Spotify gets 3. Like I said, I do split these into 4. I already know the totals of it. So some Spotify will get $2 one day, 1 week it'll get $3 the next, until it adds up to $10 in that 4-week period. Miscellaneous, which is my Disney pass, gets $10. Debt. Now, debt is one that no matter what, that doesn't get split any certain way. No matter what, I don't care what kind of paycheck it is. It could be extra, it could be the 5th week, it could be the 4th. I don't care. It's always going to get $50. That's just the way that I do it. Just because I know that I do have credit. I don't have like debt like collections or anything like that, but I do have I have pretty high balances on some credit cards. So that's something that I want to make sure that I lower so that I don't have to pay so much interest. And then my car payment also has, it's due the day right before my car insurance payment. So because of that, I have 5 weeks in between. So I'm not going to put anything towards that. So I actually was able to have a pretty good chunk of extra money for that. So now what I do is I add this entire section right here. So 50 plus 45 plus 10, 7, 3, 10, 50. So that is 175. And then I'll subtract the 905 and 175. So that gives me $730. So then from there, I go into my weekly spending. So that is gas, groceries, food, and then personal, toiletries, household, family, miscellaneous, and buffer. Again, sorry that this writing is coming out like really ugly, but we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, so my wallet, those totals are always the same. That's not anything I ever have to play around with. So gas gets 50, groceries get 50, food gets 50, everything else gets $5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, plus 150, that's 180. So 730 minus 180 is 550. Now we're gonna go into rent and utilities. So because we have an extra week also for rent, I'm going to skip that. If anybody's worried about me skipping any weeks for bills, like, don't worry. I have, not only do I have my debit buffer in my account, I also have extra savings account in case I ended up making a mistake here. I have money to pull if there's by any chance I made a mistake on my budget. So don't worry. It's not, in my opinion, it's not anything stupid that I'm skipping a week. Like, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of extra money this time. That's all. So utilities, I will always, I think for that one, I will do, should I just do the same thing? Yeah, I'm just gonna skip utilities also because I do have an extra week in that too. So we still have the 550. So now I'm gonna move into my binders, and we don't need our calendar anymore because we already cleared out all the bills that were coming out. So I have $550, which honestly blows my mind because I haven't had extra money in so long. Like literally since I've moved, I have zero extra money. Like it's, if anything, I can put $5 here, $5 there, but it's not anything I can put like an actual chunk of money to. So I'm really excited, and this is when we're really gonna play around with it, because normally I always put the same amount to everything because my paychecks are kind of the same every week. But now that we have a little bit of extra money to play around with, we're really gonna kind of see what we want to go where. I did end up taking out a few envelopes that I didn't think were necessary. So for instance, and then I moved around a couple. So I had my self-care one here, but then I figured, I mean, personal and self-care are kind of the same thing. So whether I want to use it for clothes or for my nails, it's gonna go on me. So I didn't think it was necessary to have an extra envelope. Also, I moved travel here because that was my everyone binder, but I figured if I want to travel, I might as well just have it in my own binder. I don't know, it just made sense to me. So for personal, and now these numbers are gonna fluctuate, so I might put a certain number and then I might end up crossing that out. We're just gonna, that's what a budget is. You play around with it until you're fully satisfied with what you end up with. So let's see here. I have personal, then I have my boyfriend, travel, car, planner, buffer, and you guys, because we have a little bit of extra money, I decided, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I keep moving this camera. I decided to bring back like a challenge or two. So will I be able to contribute every single week? Probably not, but on the weeks that I can, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. It's a challenge. It's not anything that needs a specific deadline. So anytime you do a challenge, don't pressure yourself too much. Like, it's extra money at the end of the day. Do what you can. Honestly, if this one of these says $129, if I was only able to put a portion of that, that's fine. I'm still putting money down. So it's still all going towards savings. But all to say, I am bringing back a couple of challenges because I'd really like to have a little bit of extra money to use on whatever I'd like. So personal, I think I'm gonna give myself $20. My boyfriend always gets $10 no matter what. His is actually building a lot faster than mine because I keep using my money on myself. Travel, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, but I do turn 30 next July of 2023. I did tell my family I want to go to Hawaii, so I guess I should probably start putting a little bit of money towards that. So for travel, I'm only gonna put 10. I got time. Car always gets $10. That's for my car wash membership, and let's see, that's for the bill basically. Planner, now I haven't put anything into planner in a really, really long time, so I think I'm gonna put $10 towards it. Buffer, I've only been putting $5 at a time, so I think I'm gonna do $10. And my $3,000 savings challenge, I do have extra money. And now this might seem like really random numbers to you, and you might think that I have some kind of logical system behind it all. I don't. As random as you guys are seeing this is as random as I'm putting them down. Like in my head, I have absolutely no reason, no rhyme or reason behind for what exact numbers I have. It's just something I figured I could do, and I'll calculate it at the end. If it's not something I can do, I'll adjust the numbers. So we're just going with it. Honestly, this is how I do it. This is how my brain works. But for $3,000 savings, since this is a paycheck that we have a lot of extra to, I figured I can put a bigger amount down. So we're gonna do $65. And then let's see here. So we're gonna add all this up. 20 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus 5. Oops. We're gonna redo that. 20 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus 65. So that's 135. And then we're gonna subtract the 550. That would have been it. So we have 415 left. Next, I'm gonna go into my high priority. So savings always gets $10. Taxes doesn't get anything for this paycheck. Business always gets $3. There's just some numbers I always keep the same, just because they're like, these are more long-term. So the smaller amounts, like $3, I know that's really random, but it's something that I know I can commit to every week. Even if I have to pull it out of my wallet, like I know I can commit to it. It's not anything huge. So it doesn't disappoint me if I can't, like, if I can't stuff it or something like that, because it's only $3. So that's why I do that. Medical and dental still don't get anything. Wedding gets $20 every week. But you know what? We have some extra. Now we'll come back to that. So let's see. So we get 20, 30, 33. So then we have 415 minus 33. We have 382 left. Now I really hope you guys can see all of this. Otherwise I'm gonna have to film this all over again. Next, I'm gonna go into my Everyone binder. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure this is all visible. Oh, it probably wasn't. I'm just now looking at, well, I'm sorry. Okay, gifts. Every week, I've been putting the same thing, which is just $5. What do I have in here? 20, 40, 60, 65. I think I'm still gonna keep it at $5. There's nothing crazy that is coming up. Holidays. For holidays, I will actually put $10. Just because I don't know if I'm hosting anything at my house. My sister, so this is where there's a little bit more of a system. So the sister whose birthday was the most recent is the one that gets the least money, if that makes sense. So this sister's birthday is in June, this one's in April, and this one's in November. So obviously November is coming up the closest, so she's going to be the one that I put the most money towards so that I can have enough money to get her a good gift. So Chastity, her birthday's all the way in June. She gets $1. Nikki, she's April. We have time. She gets $1. Lauren, since she is in November, we're gonna put 20 towards hers. My parents, my dad also has a birthday in November, so we'll do 20 towards him. My grandparents, we'll do $5 because there's nothing coming up for them anytime soon, but I do like to take my grandparents out every so often. Mostly my grandma, because my grandpa works. Christmas, okay, so let me see if I did it for this one. Okay, I am starting a new challenge, and it is by BrokeBoyBudgets. So since this is the paycheck where we have the most money to put extra towards, the biggest amount here is $60, so we're gonna put $60. Even if this is totally out of order, I don't care, as long as the money gets in there. So I should have $500 for Christmas by Christmas time. So 60 goes for Christmas. Now family, that's not anything I actually budget for. That's something I just roll over for my wallet that was left over. So that's that, and we will count this up. 5 plus 10 plus 2 plus 40 plus 5 plus 6, whoops. Okay, 5 plus 10 plus 2 plus 40 plus 5 plus 60 goes 122. So we'll do 382 minus 122. We have $260 left. It's actually still a lot. So we have my home binder. So I already said I'm skipping rent and utilities this time. We'll go into Costco. So let's see, 260. This is when we're gonna start using calculator. 260. I think I'll put $20 towards Costco. Household. I'm only gonna put $10 for household because it's when I buy everything, I kind of buy it all at once. I don't really need anything right now. Furniture. Okay, so I actually do need to start putting money towards this. So furniture and decor, because also just house stuff. Like I need to buy paint, I need to buy desk chairs. There's a few things that I need to put some money towards. So I have $230. Let me see, what else is there here? Hosting. And we have 3 months ahead. Okay, so I figured what I'm doing with my 3 months ahead actually. Once my utilities, like if they hit $100 and I know I still have way more than enough for the current bill, I'm just gonna roll that over to 3 months ahead, and whatever extra money I end up having in these envelopes, I'm just gonna bring it over here. So that's not anything I'm actually gonna budget for at the moment, but let me see. So we have $230. I think I'll put, let's see, if I split this into 4, I get $57. So I will put 50 towards decor. So 230 minus 50, it's 180. I'll put 50 towards hosting, and then I'll do 130 towards furniture. And then we're gonna calculate this, and hopefully I did this right. So let's see, 20 plus 10 plus 130 plus 100 is 260. Now I'm going to add all of this up. So those are the numbers I calculate. So 175 plus 180 plus 135 plus 33, 122, 260, exactly 905. So I do a zero-based budget. So at the end of the day, at the end of this, I should have $0 extra to put away. So now what I do is I go through and I will see what exactly I need to pull from the bank. So I will do on the side right here, 100, 50, 20, 10, 5, and 1. And let's see here. So I'll calculate what I need. And this part is it can get a little messy because sometimes I for sure miscalculate. So I'm just gonna go down the list. So 51, Verizon is 45. So it's 20, 40, 45, 10, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 10, 50, 20, 40, 50, 20, 40, 50, 20, 40, 50, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 20, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 50, 60, 65, 10, 1, 2, 3, 20, 5, 10, 1, 1, 20, 20, 5, 50, 60, 20, 10, 1, 20, 30, 50, 50. Okay, so obviously I should have $905. Let's see, so I have 100, which obviously equals $100. 50, I have 6 50s. I'm not even gonna pretend like I can do that kind of math. So we have $300. 20, I have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 280. 10, 5, 10, 15, 16. 160. 5, 5, 10, 11. I should have known that. 55, and then 5, 10 equals 10. So we're gonna add this up. 100 plus 300 plus 280 plus 160 plus 55 plus 10. All right, perfect. And so now what I'm gonna do with this, I grab a Post-it. I used to have a little like laminated little thing that I used to take to the bank, but I kind of ruined it one day on accident. So now what I do is I break everything down on a Post-it that's a little bit easier to read, and I tell them I would like to withdraw this amount in these denominations, and it's like the easiest thing in the world. So, and they love it when I have it broken down for them, because they say it makes their job 1,000 times easier. So everybody wins. And then at the bottom, I will do the grand total. And that is basically it. So I'm really sorry if this was like a total mess or hard to understand. Honestly, if you guys have any questions, which I would totally understand at this point, if you did have questions, just put them in the comments. Like, I'm more than happy to answer any of this for you. This is kind of why it took me so long to make a video about this, because some of these things are a little bit hard to explain. I do write everything down. It can look really messy at the end. That's just the way it works for me though. Honestly, if you guys have like iPads and like Excel sheets and all these apps or whatever, like cool. I don't have an iPad, so this is just the easiest way for me. I like pen and paper, old-fashioned. It works for me. So again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. It'll really support my channel. And thank you guys so much. I will see you guys all on Sunday. Bye.